Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez Williams, and I am going to make another simple dish because I am at the end of my 60-hour fast, and that means that I don't want to be around food that much, although I'm really actually okay. I'm not that hungry. I'm about to have my ketones with protein, so I will be good. But this is super simple, and it's one, I'm calling it, well, it's called arroz con pollo con espinaca, which it means, well, cremoso, entonces, so that means creamy chicken and rice with spinach. And I just think it sounds, I don't know, I can't say chicken and rice, it doesn't sound great, or arroz con pollo, that sounds like a normal, what it should be, I don't know. So if you like chicken and rice, if you like chicken, this is cauliflower rice, put like it in the comments. And if you haven't had much chicken and cauliflower rice, put haven't had it. And make sure you give me thumbs up, hearts, share this video so that more people can know that they can make amazing, simple dishes that the whole family can like and enjoy. So we went to the pool today, as usual. The girls and I got to play with each other for a while there, which was awesome, and I taught a swim lesson. And now we are making dinner, and Zariah is making some cheese muffins for someone who's gonna buy them from her, so that's super exciting. She's excited to earn some extra money for making some low-carb cheese muffins for someone else, high-protein, low-carb cheese muffins. I have 2 tablespoons of butter in here. I did already cook my chicken just so it was easier and faster. Hi, Patricia. Easier and faster, but you can also just cube cut your chicken. I'm using chicken thighs, and you can use like 1 to 2 pounds of chicken, or you can use more if you need more for your family. So I have that already cut, so I'm not going to be spending a lot of time cooking it tonight. However, you would want to get it almost all the way cooked before you add the cauliflower rice and the spinach. So that's one difference, that if you're not using chicken that you already cooked, that you'll be doing it in that way. But I am going to, I did not cook it with spices, so I'm going to add my chicken to my butter, and then I'm going to add some spices before I add, actually I might add the spices after, I'm going to add them after I mix in the cauliflower rice, since my chicken is already cooked, so that all of it gets really well seasoned, both the chicken and the cauliflower rice. Now I'm gonna just mix this around. Veal stuffed peppers with cauliflower rice on the side. Yum, that sounds good, Patricia. Tell me where you're watching from, and like Patricia, tell me what you're eating tonight. What is your protein? What is your veggie, your low carb veggies? Oh, we've got the photo bomber in here. Joe is here and home. All right. So I have 2 tablespoons of butter, and I actually have 3 pounds of chicken, but you can have 1 to 3 pounds of chicken. Now I'm going to add my cauliflower rice. I have 2 bags of cauliflower rice, and we're almost done. It's crazy that this is such a simple recipe, and this is another one that you can, doesn't really require a lot of preparation. You just open the bags of cauliflower rice, either cook your chicken or cut your chicken. I had to do both, cook and cut it. You don't have to cook it ahead of time. I thought I was making something else actually, and then that changed, and so now I shifted and pivoted, and I'm still using the chicken just in a different way than I had originally planned. So you do want a pot or a pan that's big enough for all of this, which I am on the low end. This is going to be a little challenging, I think. We're going to make it work though. So I'm going to mix all of this with my chicken and my cauliflower rice, and I'm going to add my spinach, not just yet. Almost. Greene County, Pennsylvania, that's right. I almost forgot, Patricia, but I was thinking Pennsylvania. I forgot the name of which county you're in. Now I can remember. All right. I would love to know how you all moved your bodies today. Whoever's watching, tell me how you moved your bodies today. I walked this morning. I'm going to walk after we eat. And I swam. How are you planning to, or how did you move your body today? It's so helpful to walk after you eat because it helps you to kind of blunt that glucose spike if you're eating things that have glucose. There's there's glucose in here because cauliflower has carbs. So it's not sugar, but it is, the carbs are in the, like, break down into your body in the form of glucose. All right. I am not eating this tonight, but the girls and Joe and our guests are going to, and it's going to be amazing. All right. I'm going to add to it our spices now. Actually, I'm going to add our heavy whipping cream first, and then our spices. So we're putting a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm actually going to put a full cup because my original recipe was only 1 bag of cauliflower rice, and I'm using 2. So I'm going to do 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. And I'm going to mix that, and then I'm going to add my spices, and I want to cook this all for 10 minutes. I might need to do slightly more, but not too much more. The cauliflower rice is done. It just needs to be cooked. I mean, it's not cooked yet, but it doesn't take that long. And because my chicken is already cooked, then I don't need to cook anything for a really long time. So it will be ready sooner than later. Whereas if I wasn't cooking if my cauliflower rice, I mean, if my chicken was not yet cooked, then I would need to cook my chicken before I add the cauliflower rice. Get it almost all the way cooked. Because it'll take a lot longer, and you won't know really if your chicken is done if you don't cook it first. All right. Now we're going to add some seasoning. Actually, we're going to add our spinach to here now. Okay. Mira para Zara is making these cheese muffins so that she's selling them. Okay.
Can I put them in the oven now?
Yep. So I was gonna put these in the oven real quick. Side by lado de lado. Como así. Yeah. Okay. Tengo uno más. So I have 4 cups. Ooh, the camera is tilting.
Excuse me, Daddy.
Okay, y si hay extras, puedes hacer más. All right. So I have 4 cups of spinach, packed pretty well, in solo pon encima de una bandeja. En estas.
With little balls? In little balls?
O en la grande. Let me push this in and put this over here. We have a busy kitchen right now. All right. Let me move this around. So the spinach looks like it's not going to fit, but it will decrease completely in size, almost like 80% less big. So I want to get it heated up so I can make room for the rest of it and mix it in. And I actually think I had closer to 3 tablespoons of butter. So use 3 tablespoons of butter. Patricia, you're saying upstairs, up and downstairs, putting things away, many trips, brought them from the garage, washed them, and down the stairs, the utility room. You had them stored in the garage, bringing them back from a restaurant. Wow, you did a lot of up and down the stairs, and a lot of movement. Awesome, that's great. All right. Now, this is already starting to reduce in size. You can see. So I will, that piece of spinach is not good. Get the rest of this spinach in here. There's a couple pieces that are wilted in here. Let me grab those out. Almost there. Now I'm just going to mix them into here. And that's the last of it. That's the last of the recipe. So the more that it cooks, because the cauliflower rice was frozen, it does have water in it, which is great. It will, and then we added the half a cup of heavy cream, which will keep it moist as well and cook easily. So I would recommend a little bigger pot than what I'm trying to do it in because it's challenging to mix it. It would not be as challenging to mix it if you have a bigger pot.
Which means she's going to make a big old mess.
Right, that's true. And he's the one who cleans up the mess. So I'm trying my best. But I did not gauge this pot that great. It is completely full. I will just have to, you were the head cook there. I just read that, Patricia. That's awesome. Here is how it's filled, but right now, it's still not reduced in size, but it will reduce in size the more you cook it, the more you mix it, and then it'll be ready to eat. And we didn't add any of the spices. I didn't add the spices. I knew I was missing something. I needed to continue talking so that I could figure out what I was missing. All right, so we're adding spices and we're mixing them all in. I did want to put my spinach in there so that the spinach also could be seasoned. So we're using 2 teaspoons of pink salt. 2 teaspoons of pink salt, that's 1. I want to mix it though, so that it's not only one space.
I'm done. It got 6.
Okay, right. Soraya, ¿tú notaste cuando pusiste adentro con un velo?
No.
Okay. All right. Now
I didn't put it in.
I am going to put the next teaspoon of pink salt. And then I have 2 more spices, and then we are
Mom, it's only this
done.
much on here.
Yeah. One more or 2 more spices, and then we're done. And then it's just letting it finish cooking and reduce in size. So my 10 minutes is going to be up, I think, before the spinach is reduced in size. So I'm going to keep cooking it until the spinach is completely reduced in size. All right. Now the other 2 spices, we're going to use a teaspoon of, yay, Renee! A teaspoon of garlic powder, or you can use a tablespoon of minced garlic or 6 cloves of garlic. And then 1 teaspoon of black pepper. There's so many different arroz con pollos in the world. I grew up having my Cuban grandmother would make, my abuela would make arroz con pollo, but in like a very Cuban way. Actually, it was a very Spanish way, where she would make the rice yellow and she would use saffron. And it was not keto. It was not high protein, low carb. And it was delicious. But there's so many different versions of arroz con pollo. This is a creamy, spinachy one that's super simple spices. All right, I have all of my spices in here now. It is definitely starting to be reduced in size. So I actually might meet my 10-minute timer for it to be done. But I do want it to be, like the spinach to be nice and small. So I'll show you how it's not quite there. Let me show you what it looks like. Yes, you definitely could do that, Patricia. Here is this. And it's almost there. My dad is Cuban. So my dad's parents were born in Cuba. He was born in the U.S. And my great-grandparents were born in Spain. So my abuela made a lot of paella and arroz con pollo and picadillo and black beans and rice. That's what I grew up with her cooking for us. All right. Now, that is it. It is getting, I can see it's getting more creamy, which is great because it's cooking more. And that is it, y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Make sure to try this. You're going to want it. It is really good and simple. And that's it. From my house to your kitchen, global flavors and from around the world. Global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Have a great night. Bye.